What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video I want to talk about if Hideo Kojima is making a Death Stranding 2. So, some new news that actually he has tweeted out that he's kind of teased over the past couple days. I believe he was tweeting stuff back in like June 25th, June 26th territory, so it's a little bit old, but articles are just kind of now, as I think a lot of them normally do, they're kind of just now picking them up. So, we're going to talk about that in this video. Really quickly, though, before I jump in, I want to promote our Discord server. We're getting many new people there, lots of people very willing to talk about just about anything that you guys want to talk about. We have a lot of different categories, lots of different conversations to be had there. The link for it will be in the description below. If you guys have not yet checked it out, it'll be there for you guys. So, okay, let's go through what he was saying, and then let's also go through if it makes sense that he would do something like a Death Stranding 2. So, firstly, he says, here's my way of designing a new title with Yoji. First, we discuss the setting for each character, the background, the world, the color, the characteristics, the roles, the images, ideas, and keyword, going back and forth via email, WFH, and 20 minutes direct discussion, mostly texting via iPhone. He doesn't mention the game by name there, but he does reveal he's discussing a new title. Also, there's a BB in the middle of the tweet, which you can see here, which I'll show you guys a picture of. That definitely hints that the game he's talking about could be a new Death Stranding game. In addition, a second tweet from Kojima features a sketch of vehicles that appears to display the text bridges on the side of it. Note that you need to rotate the image 90 degrees counterclockwise to get a proper view of it, but it's definitely there. And then he says, working on the concept while listening to Oasis by Kitaru, I recently bought. I used to have the vinyl, love the illustration by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name because I'm just going to destroy it. Okay, so, you know, what we have basically, and I've seen this actually go around. Some people think it's Death Stranding 2. Some people think it's basically a spin-off game, like a game set in the Death Stranding universe. I think if you did a Death Stranding spin-off game, it kind of would be like a Death Stranding 2. You just maybe wouldn't have, you know, Norman Reedus returning. Yet, Norman Reedus has talked about in the past, and in fact, right before a lot of this stuff, you know, was going on around the world, or actually almost at the same time, that he was working on Kojima on, like, new things. He was working with him on a couple of new things. And, you know, you could take that as, okay, maybe he was doing some final things for like the PC version of the game. Because remember, the PC version of Death Stranding comes out very soon. It would make sense that something like this would happen, that would be a Death Stranding 2 right around like the PC release. You know, again, we're going to get that, but I think that's like July 14th. It's coming up. It's over the next like couple of weeks. And we also have, you know, this November will be a full year. Now, again, this is very early in development. I'm not saying that it's going to get announced over the next little while, but for these little teases that Kojima is doing, it would make a lot of sense. What we got beforehand, remember, you know, Hideo Kojima has been in all of these different rumors as like, what the heck is this man making, right? He basically was talking about how he wants to make a horror game, or how the next game will be a horror game, and then people kind of connected that to Silent Hills, right? Plural with an S at the end, remember? And then they were saying, well, he was working on that. Maybe he got some sort of license with, you know, Konami, and then they were saying, no, there's actually a Silent Hill game being worked on, but it's not being worked on with Kojima. You know, and remember all that? So that was a crazy amount of stuff. But even if you go back to that stuff, you know, he wanted to make a horror game, or he wants to make a horror game. And Death Stranding, I wouldn't necessarily say is a horror game, but it's kind of on the brink of it. And again, if you did a spin-off kind of game, if you went maybe more into that world, I'm sure you could maybe arrange that in your head to be more of a horror kind of game. You know what I mean? And I don't know what kind of game he even thinks the first Death Stranding is. The thing that's interesting is that Death Stranding, okay, I bought the game. I bought it day one. I really liked it. I really liked it for what it was. You know, I see a lot of people out there that really hated it. And I see a lot of people out there saying it's like their favorite game ever created. One of the greatest games of the generation. One of the greatest games of all time. It's not a game for everybody. Absolutely not. But a thing you have to wonder is the game didn't sell well. Okay, now it sold well enough. It made their money back. In fact, I think it made a little bit extra. It sold over 5 million units. And for the fact that it's a PS4 exclusive, that's solid, okay? But when you look at Horizon, when you look at Spider-Man, when you look at Uncharted, when you look at The Last of Us, when you look at God of War, all these games, they sell very good. And those are like the top tier games. And then you have second tier games. And it seems like Death Stranding was in that second tier game, okay? Games like with there, maybe even like a Neo, although Neo I would say maybe would be even like a tier below a Death Stranding, okay? In terms of sales, again, in terms of sales. But the thing is, Hideo Kojima costs a lot of money, okay? And his games take a long time. His games are expensive. His games are very wild and very much out there. I don't know what they were expecting from Death Stranding? Were they expecting it to join that upper tier of like Sony exclusives? If you were to be making a second Death Stranding, would it be PlayStation exclusive? Could it be coming to other systems? You know, obviously it's coming to PC, but Sony's kind of picking and choosing, right, which games would come to the PC. I don't think all PlayStation exclusives will end up coming there, but, you know, does Sony want Hideo Kojima to be exclusively working with them? Does it make sense financially? You know, all these questions, they're really interesting because I don't know if Sony was expecting, okay, this game is going to sell 10 million units and it's going to like vault, you know, and we're going to be like, okay, we're going to buy Kojima Productions. Although, you know, I don't really think Hideo Kojima is one that would want to get bought after like all the stuff that happened with Konami. So to have a second game coming so soon, I really did expect him to make just something completely different. Now, again, very possible that he's just messing with us. Very possible that, hey, maybe it's because it's a game inside the Death Stranding universe, it'll be so different. Even though it's inside a universe already created, it'll be so messed up and convoluted, just like all his games, that it'll basically be its own game again. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's a lot of options there. I wouldn't rule out a Death Stranding 2, and this definitely, I mean, look, I mean, why would you be talking about characters and their motivation and stuff like that while having a BB right there? Like, doesn't really make sense. Then you have bridges right. I mean, it definitely seems like this is Death Stranding universe written all around it. You know what I mean? It would be interesting. And again, we know he wants to make a horror game. So all the stuff that he's saying, if you put it in one package, you can make it sound right. You can make it sound like, okay, this is a Death Stranding 2. But also, I just don't know if that would make a lot of sense. Again, is Sony working with him? Does he want to make a second game? Is it worth it financially? How fast would he be able to get it out? You know what I mean? All these questions. It'll be really interesting to see where it goes in the future. And again, I don't think we're seeing anything from any game Hideo is making for several years. I think at least 1 to 2 years until we even get like a teaser. And by teaser, I mean like, I don't even know, but I don't think we're going to see any terms of gameplay or trailer for many, many more years. Again, Death Stranding just came out. And while Death Stranding did come out a lot faster than I personally thought and a lot of people personally thought, it took them like 5 years, I think, to make Death Stranding, which is not as long as I thought it was going to take. That's not that bad, and we're already almost a year past that. Could it be another 3-4 years and games can be made faster on next-gen consoles? So could we get a game in 2, 3, 4 years? I think it's very, very likely, and we'll have to see if it is Death Stranding 2. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think it's a Death Stranding 2? Do you think it's a spin-off game? Do you think he's just messing with us and it's some random other game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.